Hey guys, this is Aztec bringing you another, well, this is the first actually in-house cast of an in-house I've done. There'll be another cast of mine. I took a break over Christmas really, since the end of season 6, season 5 even. And now that season 6 is starting to swing around, I imagine I'll be casting some more games. And it looks like the captains this time will be Linail for the Radient, and Roran is going to be casting for the is going to be captaining the Dire. I've seen a couple of these people before. Fishbot is an old teammate of mine, 3 seasons together, so it'll be fun to chat shit about him. Roran played this season with him.
10 seconds to go.
Of course, there are some familiar names here. Moomin in particular, a very strong player that plays a very strong carry. Played with TOP's team, I believe, this season. Maybe? I think so. Or last season, I suppose it would be now. Did very well in that in CT Wednesday.
10 seconds to go.
And a first ban WOP.
Radiant's
Linail was in the team with the Queen of Pain in the last in-house, if you were watching the stream, which no one was, so don't worry about it. Don't feel left out. So obviously doesn't want to play with that in his team again. Faceless Void banned out as well. Good team fighting ultimates usually goes off lane nowadays. Can in certain situations carry, but usually going off lane is fine for a Faceless Void. And Tide, another off lane with a strong team fighting ulti, was nerfed in this patch indirectly.
Someone's dropped out. 5 seconds.
Nerf of the Ancients. Who was that? Caster. Don't worry about it.
Reserve time.
Indirect nerf to him through the Ancients being 50% longer for him to kill this patch. So, and a Viper, a very strong mid laner in zone. With the Viper banned out, you can pick the Brewmaster. Very strong early mid game hero. Even a little bit late game if he gets the aura items with his Primal Split ability. Very annoying to lane against if you're a right click hero. Something that Drunken Haze and Drunken Brawler can affect you quite a lot. Usually people don't actually get that many points in Drunken Haze though. Opting to go 4-2-1 at level 7, 4-0-2-1 at level 7 with 2 points in Drunken Brawler.
Radiant's pick.
And an IO picked up. Not as a pair, but with a Crystal Maiden. Interesting. Well, I suppose you could do Crystal Maiden IO, but it's not the scariest ganking combo in the world, shall we say. Looking to pick up a Tiny or something next. Tiny or CK or something. But Linail does have 2 bans now, so those are probably going to be banned. And Ogre Magi, strong roaming support. Very hard to man fight him if you're an off laner with his insane regen. He's got like 7 and his 7 armor or something. And then instantly a Slark ban out by Linail. Slark IO can work quite well. Slark does have a lot of burst potential with Pounce in his Q and all sorts of his abilities. And a Tiny. Very obvious, Tiny Wisp, super strong combo. AA banned out by Roran. AA does have a global presence with his ultimate, similar to IO. Something that could probably counter the IO Wisp is A ult coming in from across the map when they gank. And they ban out the anti-mage. Moomin is very well known for playing an excellent anti-mage. I'm sure he's good at other heroes as well. It's just anti-mage is one of his most notable carries that he's good at. So it's a fair enough ban out. And then Medusa picks up.
Radiant's pick.
Last time I saw Medusa versus Moomin, he played an anti-mage, and it was perhaps one of the most epic games I've casted. But yeah, very strong farmer, very strong late game hero on the Medusa. I wouldn't call Medusa IO a particularly strong combo, but we'll see what this IO does. I'm not sure about it personally, but I think it has potential to be very scary.
10 seconds to go. Depending
on how well the Radiant react to it within game, of course.
5 seconds.
I have a feeling Linail's reacting quite well in the picks to the Wisp.
Reserve time.
But we'll see how well they react in game. Oftentimes it's the TP rotations by your supports when you get ganked by the IO that do make the difference. And Witch Doctor, something that works very well versus Wisp versus IO +1. Paralyzing cast bounce in between them very hard to get rid of, means they can't do much at all really, as well as the heal, which allows them to counter the damage done by the burst of IO +1. So I think the Radiant at the moment are quite well set up. The Witch Doctor will struggle if he himself is ganked by the
10
IO
seconds to
+1.
go.
The Ogre Magi, very tanky hero despite being int. Brewmaster, very, very
5
tanky hero,
seconds.
being strength. Drunken Brawler, Drunken Haze, and if very necessary, Primal Split to get himself out
Reserve
of danger.
time.
2 more picks each before the last banning, so we'll see what Roran decides to pick. Centaur Warren, a strong offlane hero.
Radiant's pick.
Particularly good. Well, his ultimate is particularly good with helping you gank, so something like an IO combo. You try to run away from the IO, obviously, when he comes in with his +1. And you just charge. And you can't run away from that, really, so a very good way to stop people simply running away. Something like an anti-mage, which has been banned out, of course, but we're talking theoretically here, would be able to blink into the trees and get
10
safely.
seconds to go.
So I can see why it was banned out, really.
5 seconds.
And one more pickup for the Radiant. They've got their 2 supports.
Reserve
they've got
time.
most likely in mid, can be done as an offlane in the Brewmaster, usually with a +1. Something like Brew Witch Doctor or Brew Ogre would actually work out quite well. Brewmaster sitting on the front lines, Witch Doctor healing him, or Brew Ogre being essentially bullies, sitting in the lane, both very hard to kill anytime anyone comes up. Stun, clap, bash, bash, they're dead. Eating into his reserve, Linail is eating into his reserve time. Nyx Assassin.
Dyer's ban.
Usually, well, this can be played in any roles, really. I've seen an in-house game where he was played mid, played off-lane. That's fallen out of favour recently, but it has been done in the past. He can be played as a support, even.
10 seconds to go.
I have a feeling he is going to be in a core role this time, depending on
5 seconds.
how they lane it. But the Mana Burn is exceedingly good versus the Mana Shield, stops the Medusa from having enough mana.
Reserve time.
Vendetta, very good versus the squishy heroes. Crystal Maiden IO, both very good, very squishy heroes. It says his strength, it lies. He has no strength gain whatsoever. OD banned out.
Radiant's
Roran.
ban.
Very strong mid laner. Clearly he thinks that the Brewmaster is going to go into an off lane role, or side lane role at the very least, and not going to go mid. And a Puck banned out.
Dyer's pick.
Linail. The silence is very annoying versus people like Brewmaster, Ogre Magi. Puck's reasonably squishy, so a Nyx would be alright against her, though the shift can mess up the stun, and then from then on the Puck can probably get away reasonably easily. Better than other squishy heroes.
10
but,
seconds to go.
Still reasonably squishy. Roran's
5
bots.
seconds.
1 minute 16 of reserve time after these seconds end, so we'll see what he picks. He's looking for one more
Reserve
core
time.
hero, probably the mid. He can go something like an Invoker if he wants. TA could work out quite well, although with Drunken Haze on her, TA might not have the best of times, but there's not a whole lot to burn. Well, there is Ignite to burn through Refraction, but if the Ogre Magi is not the one ganking you specifically, you can do quite well with Refraction charges on you. Seconds left, so he's got quite a lot of his reserve time left. It's a Magnus.
Radiant's pick.
Magnus, Blink RP into a Blink Centaur Hoof Stomp. Very, very dangerous indeed. Especially with a split shot on top of it, hitting everything within it. Split shot does have an AoE that's quite large, but you know, if you can group them all together, why not? Personally, I'm pretty shit at Magnus. Anyone who's seen me play that can attest to that. But you know, a very strong
10
Magnus
seconds to
player.
go.
Blink RP, fresh RP, it's incredibly powerful.
5 seconds.
Blink skewers, if you can pull them off, very good way of getting heroes out of position.
Reserve
Looking
time.
at the die, they do have a decent amount of stuns. They have a root from Crystal Maiden, something that wouldn't stop the Panda from splitting off, but you know, We'll keep him in place. Stone Gaze, a good disengage ability. Centaur with his Hoof Stomp and Stampede to disengage and engage, either way. And of course Magnus with his RP goes through. And Invoker picked up. Interesting. I'm expecting this to be a Quasrex Invoker, something like Moomin going in the safe lane. Invoker. Picks up an earlier Orchid, and runs around in the jungle. Invis, Cold Snap, EMP on the Medusa, on sad Medusa. Just waiting the last. So, on the Radiant, we have Linail, Captain, Picker. He is going to be playing the Ogre Magi. Moomin is going to be playing the Invoker.
Everybody gets set.
Aze is going to be playing the Panda. Witch Doctor is going to be playing the Witch Doctor. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. And Fishbot is going to be playing the Neeks. We have namegoeshere. He's going to be playing the Centaur Warrior. rawr is the Crystal Maiden. CFX Heart is the Magnus. Roran is on the IO. And GG.Hazel is Medusa. Now let's have a look at the lanes. It looks like Moomin is in fact going in the safe lane role with an Ogre Magi to support. I can imagine he is at the moment against a solo Centaur, so I can imagine he's going to be left to his own devices really. He'll be fine on his own. Starting off with Quas Orbs, so you know, not revealing Quas Rex, Quas Exhort. Really, do you go
30
Rex
seconds to
Exhort to
showtime.
provide you with the best of abilities? And Fish is going to be in the offlane role. Tries to place this ward down, but rawr he sees him. He's like, nope. So it's IO Wisp, whoops, IO Medusa CM lane, top. Oh, Hazel's in trouble. Hazel's, and Hazel gets the
First blood.
Well-gotten gains.
Gold.
So Brew,
My top.
having started off with a lot of regen, most of his gold spent, has 500 gold already. We made like question mark, how does that happen? Americans. Such team spirit. I'm gonna say it already. No money for TP, has to do the Walk of Shame back. Ooh, this just because out of the way Fish was lucky with that ward, or perhaps skillful. We'll never know. Placing that ward well, so the Observer ward is not counted. He is getting the XP, as is the Centaur's not actually getting XP, I believe. So look, Centaur 31 XP, Fishbot 165. So he's not getting the Centaur's not actually getting the XP for this. This 7 armor of the Ogre Magi. It's so hard for the Centaur to stand against it. Even with the return damage, it's not enough. Centaur sitting on 4 clarity, 4 tangos and a salve. Ogre no salve, so ignite on the Centaur.
All things fall.
And another sentry ward space to try and find this Obs, and it's not found. Fishbot really good with his ward placement. Yes, no, maybe. Yep. Let's bring up the last hits and eyes. So, Magnus taking a lead. Oh, the rune! The rune! Such lucky. Now he's going to deny himself to Roshan. Is he? Maybe? No? Yes? Oh, the Dukes! Roshan does get the kill. Unlucky Witch Doctor. But, you know, lots of time wasted from the Centaur. Nyx is up to level 3.5 now. Centaur's stuck at 2.5. And Moomin is pretty much uncontested. He's getting for a Blade of Attack, so reinforcing what I believe to be this. It's done on the Wisp, and a good solo kill by Fishbot.
For you,
And you know, Medusa just right-clicking him, but what's Medusa going to do really? bottle crowing out coming by the panda. So is the Bruma. So is the Magnus. This is how you used to play Magnus in mid. You just sit in mid, you'd spam Shockwave, and you'd bottle crow. It's a bit harder now with the bottle crowing nerfs, but you know it's still possible, as shown here. But yes, Lady of Attack reinforcing in my mind at least, possibility of Moomin going quad Wex, as is this point in Wex. So yes, it will be a Wex Invoker. Starting off with Tornado EMP, Tornado Cold Snap. And it looks like in mid lane, Magnus is getting the better end of this bargain. Sitting at 21 and 5, the Pandas 13-2. Wisp is sitting at level 3, CM level 2. Same level as the supports on the Radient. The CM is stacking, which is not what... Well, neither of the supports on the Radiant are attempting to do so. This ward here does in fact block the camp, I believe. Yes. Medusa and Invoker, the two safe lane farmers, keeping up with each other really. 18 CS apiece. The Magnus really storming ahead with 28, almost doubling up the Brewmaster's farm, and the Brewmaster's really struggling to stay in lane against this Shockwave spam, particularly since Magnus has got Arcane Boots now. Brew's in big trouble, I think. Magnus can do whatever the fuck he wants in this lane now, I think. Yep, RP down. But, yeah. Drunken Brawler, very strong indeed. Yeah, Drunken Brawler, he maybe would have survived without the Drunken Brawler. I think he missed maybe one attack and it would take him 2 to kill him. But it's not something I would have wanted to risk. Looks like the CM having stacked the jungle camps. Well, yeah. 2 of the jungle camps are stacked, probably for the Magnus to take with Shockwave to get his blink faster. It's just going to chill in mid a little bit. IO is now bot with the Centaur. Centaur benefiting a lot more than the Medusa does from the bonus tether move speed. But looks okay, it's just going to chill and force the Centaur back. Centaur sitting at level 4. Nick's at level 6 now with 1500 gold. Gets energy booster, gonna buy some mana boost. Won't actually have enough for TP though when he does that. Just gonna delay him getting back out to lane. Maybe he'll ask his support, who'll be kind of dropping a TP scroll. Yeah, it'll have to be one of the supporters dropping a TP scroll to go get a kill. He could potentially kill the Medusa. Maybe 1 point in mana burn is a little bit minor, so I think something like a kill on the Magnus would be safer and more beneficial, I reckon. Sitting at 34 CS, like 12 more than the Brewmaster, and with double ulti, I feel like they can, take a kill at least. But it looks like Fish is just going to go back top. So.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
Having said that they weren't stacking, the Radiant supports are now stacking up the camp. This one is blocked by this ward, as I said. This camp's going to be stacked up again. I think these will be given to the Brewmaster, giving him some way back into this game. I say back. He hasn't actually died yet, and he's got a kill, so he's not far in. Level 6 on the Yusuf, no mana for it with the burn. 265 move speed to the 340, but he's got no mana for the stun. Neither does CM. 2 points from the crystal on the arcane aura. Meanwhile, bot lane.
On something.
Tornado Cold Snap, very strong combo, killing the Centaur or in a bot. And Medusa sent back to base. And this is where the Invoker will start to take the lead in the CS. Magnus
Radiant's
is
top tower is
top
taking
walking past
hits.
mid, so he's going to miss a creep of CS.
The
But Invoker
Dire
has managed to
best
stay
do
in
something
lane.
about their bottom tower.
So, here comes the Panda.
Haste!
Panda sitting on 1300 gold for his blink. Rawr goes down at the top to the Ogre Magi and Nyx. Nyx is low HP. One more CS. One more hit. There we go. Yusha goes down, and ulti's trying to get the Ogre, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. Ogre's just going to stun at the tower and hit her a couple of times. She's got no mana, so the Arcane Shield is not actually doing anything.
Oh, look at it go!
And here comes the Paralyzing Cask. Unlucky bounces though. Just gets away. And CM TP's back top. Moomin sitting on
Denied.
1 Oblivion Staff. And Phase Boots, he's sitting on Aquila and 700 gold. Yep, with Phase Boots as well. I feel like Panda now, when he gets his bottle again, should just take these stacks. These stacks here, this one, and this. Oh. Uppy bot. Movement's fine though. He's gonna tornado. And he's gonna back. He could have ghost walked if he really felt like he was in trouble, but he was fine.
Grace to you.
And Witch Doctor, being a bro, giving him a healing salve. Still on CM. Ignite. TP in by Wisp. Still level 5, so no relocate on the Wisp. In fact, let's have a look at the hero levels. 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. So, half the heroes without their ultimates yet. So.
Radiant's mid tower could
Been
use a
needing
hand.
1300 gold, something like that, left for his Orchid. Nyx. A half time left on his ultimate. Probably not going to catch anyone out with this one unless there's a +1 TP top. Would probably be able to do something. Probably not a kill. Oh. Bruce sitting on 2k gold, so this needs 200 gold for his blink.
It's a trigger!
Denied.
It's getting low top, but he's just gonna stun or walk away, I think. Working on an urn for himself.
Radiant's top tower is in bad shape.
Centaur getting zoned a lot heavier than the Nyx is. He has, in fact, has been all game. He's 2 levels behind him. Burka almost having enough for his second Oblivion Staff, then he would just need his recipe. He's chosen to go 4-3 in Quaswex. Not entirely familiar with the Quaswex build, so I wouldn't want to say which way, what is better, what is not. But yeah, I feel like
Radiant's
a lot of points in
mid-tower's coming
cold snap to
apart.
make it stronger is probably preferable.
Radiant's top tower is in bad shape.
Ooh, so low on the center again. The overcharge doing work to keep him alive. Wisp
Radiant's
is
mid
now level
tower's
6,
getting banged up.
Invisibility!
but I'm not sure who he's going to gank with. Is the thing. Witch Doctor taking the rune off the Magnus. I don't think the Magnus spotted it, in fact. So they don't see this coming down bot. Perhaps they know that the rune was taken bot, that it was the special rune. So yep.
Look at it go!
Double kill.
My magic.
Invoker does fall. However, Witch Doctor, is he going to get out? No, no.
Double kill.
So 2 for 2 in the end. Witch Doctor gets a double kill and Magnus gets a double kill.
My
And here comes Panda. Stun on Raw. Raw falls, will fall to the Panda. 1 second on the blink of Magnus. And he gets out. Man, I died in Fountain, that's the worst shit. The pinging, the pinging, the pinging. They have no way of getting there though.
Alright, carry on.
I mean, the Brew has his blink, so the Brew can jump in. But, you know,
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
chasing the forest. Here comes the tornado. Will he reach? I think they did spot him, but
Radiant's top tower's taking hits.
Wisp drop
No
pops
breaking
again.
down the Radiant structures like this. Radiant's top tower's
Did they see the
hurting.
courier? Did they see the courier? Oh, will he blink? 3, 2.
One less top tower for the Radiant.
Medusa destroys the tower top. And Magnus is gone.
Dire's
And
bottom
they
tower's
deny the
been
tower bot.
disowned.
Like a fortuitous turn of events for the Dire. Taking a tower and denying one of their own. History on the Panda, 66 seconds left on his ulti. He's still going to go for the CM, who is
Radiant's mid tower's getting
in
banged
big
up.
trouble. Yep. Big trouble.
Spree.
Centaur TPing in. Ulti coming down again.
Radiant's mid tower could
Ogre
use a
falls,
hand.
but Centaur will fall as well to the cold snap. Roran pops so very, very fast. And Hazel in trouble now. She's going to fall.
Towers getting the
4-man
business.
RP, however. Double up hit. Arcane Boots. 24 seconds left on Primal Split. Stun. Fish stun. And the Orchid coming into effect to kill the
Oh, look at it go!
Raw.
Dominating.
And the Witch Doctor ulti. That's a 5-0 trade. GG, well played coming out from CFX. See if it stands. Or not. Team disagrees. It is only 15 minutes.
Why, thank you.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer. Dire's mid tower's having technical difficulties. Them Dire buildings are tough as nails for now.
Look at it go!
A lucky find.
Fishbot in trouble. Falls. Currently 1 for 0. Lots of people on the Radient low. RP coming off cooldown soon. 10 seconds. I don't know if the Radiant can.
Double damage.
Maybe now they can hold it with the DD.
The Dire might want to mine their
Invoker
top
coming out.
tower. Radiant's
Having
mid
a hunt
tower's
round
coming
in his
apart.
Impus. And
Radiant's
there goes
toughened up their
CFX.
structures.
Dominating.
I go
Dire's top tower.
5 seconds
you know
on his
the drill.
Impus though. So it looks like
Radiant's
Moomin will
mid
fall
tower
as
could
well.
use a hand.
Yep. Oops.
Fear my gaze.
Not the best trade in the world. And they lose the
Radiant's
tower
mid
to the
tower
Medusa.
ain't doing so good.
Medusa's sitting at a Yasha at the moment, and that's out. Compared to an Orchid and 1300 gold for the Evoker, about 1000 gold difference in between with net worth. Panda, excuse me. Panda getting booster travels actually. Most like, you know, if you're ahead, travels help you stay ahead. It's like, kind of like a Midas, helps you farm around the map a lot more frequently. Doesn't mean you don't need to invest. It is an initial investment of 2k gold. It's about 20 TPs, which in a game of 40, which say you're TPing, you know, once every 2 minutes. It's about 40 minutes worth of TPs. So
Radiant's
you're unlikely
bottom
to make a
tower
million.
ain't a pretty sight right now.
Panda diving deep into spirits. You're unlikely to get the full money
Dire's
back.
mid tower could use a little help. Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
Getting most likely a Mjolnir on the Evoker, the extra attack speed, really helping out to keep the cold snap procs going. She doesn't have a static shield on. Now she's going to pay for it.
Unblinking
See,
eyes.
that's if you keep your static shield on,
Like a
can't.
match already dim and
Maybe you
damp.
can fall to that as
Your
well,
mind
but it's a lot
snuffs
harder.
out.
I think you should take it as a life lesson. Keep your
Dire's top
shield up.
tower's getting beat down.
Witch Doctor still currently bots. Working on
Look at
Aghanim
it go.
Scepter. Started with the point booster, as you do.
The Dire might want to mine their top tower. The Dire went and fortified their
Scepter does
structures.
have his blink dagger now. Split
Dire's top
45
tower's
seconds.
getting beat down. Dire's got one last top tower.
Long range cold snap. Still 30 seconds on Panda Split. 2 TPs back.
Radiant's mid
Random
tower's
dust.
coming
Find
apart.
fish. Who is back here?
Guess what's happening to
And back they
Dire's
go.
bottom tower?
Maybe Blink get the Magnus. And he misses. Whoops.
Dire's
TP'd
bottom
in
tower's
bot
getting the
to-
business. The Dire best do something about their bottom tower. Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower? Dire's structure's looking fortified.
Oop.
The Dire best do
Ulti trying to
something
catch
about
up to the
that
Loom Master,
bottom
but he's
tower.
just going to blink into the trees, and 5 seconds he's going to be out. I feel like the Rampage Stampede was a little bit early, but I don't think they were going to catch him either way. But it was worth a shot, I think. And getting an Ogre Club, perhaps for Santon Yasha, perhaps for BKB. Against the Radiant team, I'd probably say BKB would be worthwhile. Excuse me.
Just
tired.
what the doctor ordered.
The first position is a magic damage dealer, Evoker. There's probably just damage to the spells. What's this coming out? Yep, that's a Maelstrom for the Quaswex Invoker. Almost fully Quaswex, just needs one more point Quas. Then you'll have to get points into Exhort.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower's seen better days.
Here comes the Dire. They don't actually see any of the Radiant though, so Centaur is at the moment guessing blindly as to where anyone is. They do see Nyx, however, on his own. He is very far out. And Nyx is pretty much dead.
My armor fails me.
Tornado catches out 2 with 2 supports. Roran's going to drop. RP. Oh, he didn't have mana.
Let it go.
Dire's top tower.
Something burned his
you
mana.
know the
I'm not
drill.
entirely sure what.
Stop.
It could. Yes, it was the MP.
The Dire
Magnus
might want to
is,
mine their top tower.
A little bit salty, it looks like. Another GG call out by the Centaur.
Dire's
Looks
top
like that one
tower.
was
You know the drill. Dire's top tower's gone.
cancelled as well by Roran. I have a feeling Roran's going to cancel every single one before the game's over. And, you know, there aren't many situations where the game is absolutely over, particularly when you have a Medusa in the game. I mean, with Medusa, you are playing for the long game. 3-man stomp, good by the Centaur. And then the Panda stun comes out. Panda making space whilst the others hit the tower. Medusa in the air.
Dire's
Panda
top tower's getting beat
almost
down.
down. Here we go. All of Raw's mana is gone. 550 mana burnt. That is all of Medusa's mana at the moment.
Dire's
It
bottom
looks like it is a
tower's getting
BKB
the
she's going
business.
for. So if Medusa gets hit by that, she's in trouble. Magnus can't RP after he can, just about.
The
if he gets
Dire
hit by that.
best do something about that
Crystal
bottom
Maiden,
tower.
literally all of her mana gone. Centaur, all of her mana gone. Io, all of his mana gone. So, you know, if all 5 of the Dire team get hit by Evoker EMP, they have 300 mana between them. It's, you know, it's a tough situation. They really do have to avoid that EMP if they want to do anything in these fights. Medusa does almost have a BKB now, whereas Invoker is pulse up. There we go. Now see, Medusa has her spell shield up. She's taking a lot less damage. After when she runs out of mana, and then she takes more damage. There we go. Yeah. How much gold lost by the Medusa? Minus 389. Does manage to buy out before she dies though. Panda running around in circles with a haste on. Witch Doctor just needs about 600 gold and he'll have his full Aghanim Scepter. And Nyx got himself a Blink deck, whereas on the Dire, Wisp, yeah, he's got a headdress, Tranquil Boots, struggling a little bit. Centaur's got himself a Blink but hasn't progressed much further than that. And Crystal Maiden, Magic Wand and Tranquil Boots. She has been not having a fun game. She does technically have more. It's done on the Panda. Stampede done. Tries to run. Doesn't work.
Murder spree.
Gem falls.
I outlive another.
Tries to run away again. Gets lifted.
Look at it go!
And falls.
Double kill.
You have done better to clothe yourself in knowledge.
1 second Witch Doctor ulti before getting stuck.
Scraps of armor, dear.
He's about to pop.
My bones paved the long road.
That'd make a big mess.
Medusa, 500 mana.
Look at it go!
Attempts to call GG again. Witch Doctor does fall.
Mega kill.
So does Medusa, unfortunately.
Dire's mid tower could use a little. The Radiant done
Oh,
it.
GG. This one goes through. Looks like the Medusa pick didn't work out in the end. I feel like... I'm not sure. I think the Wisp could have been replaced by something a bit more useful. But in the end, the Radient, they got the items they needed. The Invoker got his Orchid, the Nyx got his level 6, walked around, grew Blink, and with that they can just take fights. And the Medusa, you know, she gets... Even if she had got like a Lincoln Sphere or something, or a Manta Style, I don't think she could afford that early, really. And they needed to create more space than they did. Something which a Wisp +1 probably could have done. Unfortunately, the Wisp was perhaps, in my opinion at least, I think it was mispicked a little bit. It should have been picked as a duo with something else. I think it was a Centaur first pick. No, Centaur third pick. It was... If it was... I'm thinking CMIO. In which case, probably could have done something different. Particularly since I think they had the dual pick. But oh well, you know, what's done is done. GG well played to the Dire. The Radiant, even. Although the Dire did play as well as they could, I think.